you clicked on this video. Not you, but you on the other side of that phone, probably not a computer. And I just want to say thank you. Now, here's my ask of you. If this is your first time, give this podcast 12 minutes, 13 tops. If you tune in for that long and you really don't like what you hear, shut it off. No hard feelings. Thank you for checking it out. But what I hope to do here today is earn my way into your regular podcast rotation. Now, throw us on in the background while you're driving, while you're working, whatever, and hang out. And welcome, everybody, to the Relentless podcast. I am here with Bryan.
Hello, everyone.
What's up, Bryan?
Another day, man. Beautiful, cold Saturday.
It's a cold Saturday. Just another day of getting jacked doing push-ups.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
What? So you're the first person to come back to the Relentless podcast.
Okay.
Very first guest I've ever had when I first had the idea of doing this. And you did, what did you do for your challenge?
40 push-ups a day 100 push-ups a day for 40 days.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's interchangeable. But 100 push-ups a day for 40 days. That's what we do here. We do 40-day challenges, and you chose 100 push-ups.
Yes.
And I have to say, I saw the results.
Mm-hmm.
We had you go in and do
Did them last week, yep.
Yep, did an in-body scan,
Mm-hmm.
which showed us a ton of stuff, and I'm really excited to get into that.
I am too. Surprising results.
Yeah, for sure.
Surprised me for sure.
Yeah,
100%.
dude, I was looking from across the room, and I saw the huge grin come across your face, and you just lit up like a Christmas tree,
Mm-hmm.
and it was really cool to see. I was really glad I got to be a part of that, and we will talk about those results. For anyone coming to see your results, stick around. We'll get into that, but what I like to do is kind of grease the wheels a little bit and talk about things that just annoy us.
Pet
things
peeves.
Pet peeves. Things that make our skin crawl. And last time we were here, you shared a couple of pet peeves, and I'm trying to think. One of them was grammar.
Yep.
Big grammar.
Mm-hmm.
And in one of them, you don't like people calling you buddy.
Oh, can't stand it.
Okay. You don't
That's
like
a restaurant thing.
Yeah, I get it. And another one, you don't like food stuff. You don't like people chew with their mouth open and
Chew with the mouth or the fork, hitting their teeth.
clank, clank.
Yeah.
So I like to start off with it because, like I said, I feel like it greases the wheels, gets us loosened up a little bit. It's kind of, we got 3 cameras pointed at us. It's like, oh, what do we do? Did you bring any pet peeves with you today?
I have a few.
Well, let's throw one out there. We'll talk.
Throw one out there. People talking on speakerphone in public drives me up a wall.
So like on their phone, like they answer a call and
they're answering a call. They're like literally like walking through a store or something. They're just holding their phone like this. Like the whole world doesn't need to hear your conversation.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't need that grandma's birthday plans are. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm a fan of the headphones.
Yeah, headphones is easy. Mm-hmm. Or just put it to your ear. It's not hard.
Right. It's really not. I mean, there's nothing you're gaining unless you have like a really, really shitty phone and you can't hear when you have it up.
Right, yeah.
That's the only time I could, rationalize it.
But I don't think that many people have that many shitty phones.
I don't think shitty phones don't even exist anymore.
I wouldn't think so.
No. Side note, anytime you encounter someone who's like has that attitude of like being holier than thou, like you know what you should do.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you did that? Well, that's bad for the environment, whatever.
Yeah, well, I'll be fine.
You tell them, you say, what kind of phone do you have? And literally 100% of the phones are created through slave labor.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like disgusting slaves. So we're all guilty. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, kind of evens out the planet.
We're all ruining the planet. It's fine.
We are. But, we as long as we have fun doing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, hey.
I got a peeve. I got one. So this isn't so much related to my current job, but I, from time to time, I will browse different career pages or LinkedIn, which could probably be its whole pet peeve in itself. But anyways, I see this a lot, and I saw it, and we heard it over and over again at the last company I work for, the company you're still employed by. And I just want to say, my views and opinions don't match Bryan's views and opinions. I don't want to get you in trouble just
Appreciate
because
that,
you're listening. This quote, "Bring your authentic self to work."
You don't want my authentic self at
You
work.
don't.
No, you really don't.
You don't want my authentic self. And I will prove it because when I was working for this company, and I'll probably mention their name just by accident, but we'll put it this way: they do mortgages, and they call themselves a tech company, and the
company who does mortgages.
The tech company that does mortgages, and the first word in their name, it's like a space shuttle.
Fair enough.
Bing, bang, boom. Anyways, I would hear that all the time, and I want to say first that I got a lot of value out of working for space shuttle home loans. And I want to preface that I got a lot of good. I worked with some really awesome people. I worked for some really awesome people. But just the company culture over the 7 years I was there shifted so much to where the bring your authentic self to work thing just became laughable. Like, I was a trainer, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
big part of my job, classroom style training, up in front of 15, 20, 30 people. And the list of things that I was no longer allowed to say kept growing and growing.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm a pretty laid back guy. I'm not trying to offend anybody, but
No.
I got pulled aside multiple times because I would say things like, all right, guys, listen up. We're going to get into payments, whatever. And I would get pulled. You address the group as you guys. Yeah.
Did that really happen?
Oh yeah. You would get.
I never knew that, actually.
They would put you. So they had a thing like your basically everything you've ever done there is jotted down in this thing called your drive,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Is that still a thing?
Well, it's called something else now. But
Okay, your drive, and they would put it in there like. It said, you guys, to a group of people again. We just can't get it through to him. We're not sure. We're gonna.
Yeah, you never told me about that. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, and so, and I don't know. I just feel like my authentic self, it wasn't welcome there anymore. I remember one time I was in a meeting, and this lady, girl, whatever. She was sharing a story about how her husband got sick and how he was just being like a whiny baby about it.
Mm-hmm.
And she turned to me and she goes, you know how you men are. And I it was a weird thing because like any other circumstance, I laugh like that. Yeah. Men are known to be wimps when it comes to getting sick.
For sure.
But I just, with all the things I was no longer allowed to say and being singled out like that, I wanted to turn around and be like, yeah, I went to go see a movie at the theater the other day, but I couldn't hear a thing that was being said because people were talking in the theater. You know how you black women are. And could you imagine? And I didn't even say that. I just thought it. But I was like, could you fucking imagine if I had done the same thing that was just done to me?
Nope.
And it's like, yeah, it just got, and then our conversation, like, what else you can't say that's crazy anymore because somebody who has been called that may be offended. And it's like the weirdest one. Oh, I don't think I'm allowed to say, when you end your own life, it's called a certain word that I think I will get like, I'm not monetized, but I think algorithm wise. So like blew aside.
I knew, yeah. Right.
We'll call it. They said they did this whole thing like you can't say committed bluicide anymore. What can you say? Well, you can say death by bluicide.
Right.
And it's like, who is up there now saying what's wrong, what's right to say?
Yeah.
And that's my rant for the day. When I see that bring your authentic self to work thing, a lot of times I chuckle because it's like.
You don't want my authentic self.
You don't. You don't want any pushback.
Let's be fair. No one brings their authentic self to work.
No.
You can't.
No.
And there's just, like, I literally don't talk about certain things at work. Because I don't want to deal with it. Yeah. Because I know I'm going to get fallback for it. Like, I have my views. But here's the thing. This is work. This is not summer camp. I'm here to do a job. That's it. Yeah. You don't need to know my views on things. Yeah. If you want to tell me yours, fine, but I'm not sharing mine.
Yeah. What if you work at a summer camp?
I don't think I'm allowed to anymore.
No?
No, probably not.
Yeah, they probably axe that.
Yeah.
All the pedophile stuff.
Right.
Jared's. Yeah. So you got any more pet peeves?
I thought of a couple more. people who don't put their cart back in the parking lot, especially ones that like park like you're literally 2 spaces away and you leave it right there. Like, oh my God.
Yeah. Yes.
You are the worst human in the world.
I agree. I actually had a guy on here who shared the exact same pet peeve. So it's common.
Oh, yeah.
It's common. And I think it says a lot about you as a person. And I always try to straw man things. You know what straw man things is? I think it's straw man or strong man. I don't know. But it's like I always try as hard as I can to see the other side. And I've tried, and I can think of one scenario where returning your cart, it may not be in the cards.
I'm curious to hear this.
If you have a kid, like a baby, and you are grocery shopping with the baby, and it's just you, and you put them in the cart, put them in their car seat, buckle them in, unload all the groceries, and the cart return is a far distance away, and you don't want to leave your kid by themselves. That is the only scenario where if I see that, I'll be like, I got you. I'll take your cart in. But
so I'm not a parent, so it's a little bit different. But my head, logically, you reverse the order. You put your groceries in the car, in the trunk. Leave your child in the front of the cart where they were. Put your groceries away. Take the cart back with the child still in it. Put it in the corral. Grab the kid. Walk him back to the car. Put him in the car seat. You're on your way.
Yeah. And I got nothing. I got no pushback on that. I think that is the correct answer. But yeah, as a parent, sometimes it can be frazzling. Sometimes you could just be like, I just want to get out of here. Yeah. So
again, I'm not a parent, so I mean,
for sure, you are a parent in my life. Apparently. Anyways.
Yep. Nope.
Cut. Okay. I got another one.
Sure.
Here's one that where, adults and however long haircuts have been a thing, and they haven't improved on this process.
What's that?
First of all, I enjoy getting a haircut. I think I think it's relaxing. I think especially when they start to do the buzzer around your neck, I think it feels kind of good. I get a little chills down my spine. Whatever.
Oh yeah, I always get that.
Yeah, even if it's a dude, I'm like, is this gay? I'm really enjoying this, Mr. Muhammad or Mr. Iman, I think his name is. But here's what after they're done, they slurp all the shit into your hair.
So I always.
And what's the first thing you do after you get a haircut?
That's why I tell them. They always ask me, "Do you guys want me?"
Yeah. And
what's up, fucker?
What's up, Gigantor?
What's up? We got a guest in the house.
Yep.
I got a seat for you. We're kind of crammed in here, but yeah, I think that they need to improve the process because the first thing I do when I go after a shower, I go take a shower after a haircut.
So anytime they ask me, I just say no.
See, they ask me. Well, they usually don't even ask me; they'll just do it. But then when I say no, don't put the shit in my hair. I always feel like I get the side eye. Like, what?
No, just set a precedent, Chris. It's easy.
Set a precedent.
Yeah.
It should be default to asking.
Yeah, exactly.
And default to no slurp in the hair.
See, that's why every time they ask me, no, I'm good. I'm taking a shower anyways.
Yeah, like who doesn't take a shower?
Or you don't really wear hats. That's another solution is wear a hat.
Wear a hat.
Yeah, because when you wear a hat, they notice you're wearing a hat. So then, well, I'm not gonna put gel in his hair if he's wearing a hat.
Yeah, but also I think just bottom line, gel and spray and whatever aside, they got to come up with a way to like cut your hair and not feel like you just took a bath in hair clippings. Like, how do they?
Oh,
like,
the neck. Oh, yeah.
The neck thing and the cape they put on you, it doesn't do any good. I still.
Oh yeah, you still get all that. Well, because they open it up when they do your neck, and it all just falls right down.
Yeah. Well, I guess I should start to cut my own hair.
Let me know how that works out for you.
Yeah.
Or just be bald.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Everybody, we have a third. This is the first time we've ever had a third in the house while we're shooting the podcast.
First threesome.
So yes, the first threesome. Unfortunately, we can't mic them up or anything. But I've thought about having multiple guests on at the same time, but I would have to buy a whole new audio interface, which is the thing you plug your mics into. Because the one I got only has 2 outlets, and one with 4 plus ends up being like hundreds of dollars more. So you're not worth it. Nobody's goddamn worth it. But another thing I like to do, I just started this new segment, Bryan. You're the first ever person to.
A lot of firsts for me in this podcast.
Yeah, we're popping a lot of cherries.
Yeah,
pop a cherry.
Ryan's in my 20s.
So have you ever seen the movie Team America?
Yes.
Okay, so I liked the idea of starting a segment called "What Would You Do?" You know the song for that movie? And when I go back and edit this, I'm going to put the actual sound clip over it.
Okay,
so
nice.
What would you do? But I encounter a lot of these conundrums in my day-to-day life of just like, what should I do here? It just very like Curb or Seinfeld type things, like so small and minute, but I always give way too much attention to minor things.
Yeah.
Do you have any in your life right now that because we solve problems here is what we do.
I know. I'm learning that.
Yeah.
I don't really have anything right at the moment though. Do you have anything?
I do. Yeah, okay. I do. I had this situation and I think it's put to bed. I think it's resolved, but here's what happened. So I thought it would be nice to get my parents a picture frame of the 4 grandkids.
Okay.
They have 4 grandkids, and this picture frame, it's like 4 windows where you put, each of the 4 bits. One of the grandkids is mine, and the other 3 are my brothers and sister-in-laws.
Okay.
They have 3. So
I did the math. We're good.
Yeah. Well, we learn things here. So if you're listening and you're not good at math, 3 + 1.
It's 4.
4. I bought this picture frame, and I texted my brother, hey, when you get a minute, can you send me 3 pictures of your kids? We're going to do this picture frame. And the picture we used of my kid was like, it wasn't a school photo, but it was framed like that, like kind of like belly button up, looking right at the camera, whatever. And so my brother, he started by sending a bunch of silly ones, like, you get a bunch of silly pictures of your kids. And he was like, don't use those. Whatever, I'll send you some soon. So like 2 weeks goes by. He doesn't send them, so I have to like remind him. And I go, hey, can you send me those pictures? He goes, oh yeah, sorry. And then like an hour or 2 later, he sends the pictures, but they're not that good. And I'm like, okay. So here's the crossroads here.
Right.
I'm already being a pest. I feel like I'm bothering him. Like, hey, I got this gift. Now you do the work. He's done the work. Send me the pictures. Now I have to text him back and be like, these pictures of your children aren't good enough.
Well, I mean, it's for your parents, so it makes sense. He knows why you're doing it, right?
He knows why I'm doing it.
Okay. So here's what I would say. I would send him your picture that you're using for your kid. Be like, hey, this is what I'm using. Can you try and find something maybe similar to this, if possible?
Yeah, that would have been the smart thing. Didn't do that. And I didn't even have like a clear-cut plan in my head when I bought it. But the photo I was going to use was the school photo. Okay. But it turned out my parents already have framed school photos. So I was like, okay, well, no school photos. So I didn't even know what I wanted. So I was like, okay, I got this one, but I would like the other 3 to like match it kind of. So I'm like, I don't want to text my brother. And we have a great relationship. We're best buds. But I didn't want to text him and give any indication that these photos of his children weren't good enough. So I look at my wife, Emily. I go, Emily, can you text Amanda, who's his wife, for some
better pictures,
good photos? Because my thought was like, she probably has better ones anyways. She's very like, the wife, the woman usually has better photos, whatever. So she texted, Amanda sent some to her, and I'm like, okay, these are good. So then my brother texts me back. He goes, what the hell? Were these not good enough? And I'm like, oh shit, the thing I was trying to avoid
just happened.
And I go,
that just happened.
Yeah, that just happened. I go, well, I was just needing some more options because I wanted to. And then, and I'm like, oh God. And it was already on top of like a rough day that I was having. I'm just like, I don't want to deal with this. I managed to like inadvertently upset my brother. And then I was like carrying it, and I was like overthinking it so much. And I'm just like, well, maybe we tell them that like, me and Emily didn't know that I texted him and she texted her. So that way, but then I just gave up, and I'm like, and then he ended up unprompted sending like 8 immaculate photos of his kids. And I'm just like, perfect. Thank you.
There you go. Yep.
And then I texted him, And I was just like, dude, you have no idea what just happened in my brain. I thought we were like no longer brothers. And, you know,
overthinking is one of my biggest things that I do. Every single detail is,
yeah,
I have to.
Yeah. Are they mad at me?
Mm-hmm.
Am I bothering them?
Yep.
Oh, God. I could drive myself crazy with these kind of thoughts. Am I bothering you right now?
Yes.
I am?
Yeah.
Damn it. That's the hardest part about doing this podcast is when I ask people to come on, they don't respond right away. I'm like, oh, I failed. I suck. They're probably just talking a bunch of shit about me right now. Like, who's this doofus? Podcast?
Right.
Everyone's got a podcast. No one wants to listen to your podcast. But anyways, you want to dive into your challenge?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Let's dive into your challenge.
Yeah.
So you did 100 push-ups for
40 days.
40 days straight.
Mm-hmm.
I have some questions. I have like a lot of questions.
I think that's the point.
Yeah. Did you notice any like physical changes? Like when you pop that shirt off, getting ready in the shower?
No, I still look the same. I mean, I noticed some pains while I was doing it. Though. I think I told you like I was getting like weird ones in like my shoulders.
Okay.
And then like my sides too.
Okay.
For the first couple weeks.
Sides like like around your torso.
Yeah, like
or
right
upper.
Yeah.
When you said the torso one, what I thought, I took that as like, because to do push-ups, it's a lot of core work too, because you got to stabilize, so you're not like sagging your hips right into the ground. So I thought that was like a good thing. I was like, all right, you're working some core muscles.
Well, based on the results, it was.
Yeah, absolutely. And so that's physical stuff, not a ton. You said. How about mental? Did you notice any like mental benefits?
Not to start with, because to start with, I was like, God, I gotta do this again.
Yeah.
But then it just kind of got into routine. I was able to get it done, and like, yeah, definitely more energy throughout the day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I like to hear. I wasn't sure with push-ups how they'd impact your energy levels, but what would you say, 20, 30% increase?
I'd say closer to 20, probably.
20?
If I had to put a number on it, yeah.
Okay. And did you notice any overall like increase in self-esteem, confidence? Like, yeah.
I really didn't think about all that much. There was a little bit once we got the results, though. That was like, oh shit, this is good.
Yeah. You know what? Speaking of the results, I think it's time we
dive into that.
So Emily, my wife, works at a gym, and they have access to what's called an in-body scanner. And we had the results printed off. We don't have them here with us, but I do remember...
Because I failed.
Yeah, well, that's okay. I do remember. I could have had Emily print me off a copy, so I had it. So don't worry about it. But what I can do is get a copy, and if you're just listening, you might be a little shit out of luck. But if you're watching on YouTube, I'll throw the results up on the screen, especially the graph that shows...
the percentage is changing.
Yes.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Yes. So we got your weight. And what happened to your weight?
Weight was up by 1 pound.
Up by 1 pound. So I think we were both like, darn, not as much impact.
No, yeah, because, well, when she did it, I thought I had lost like 10 pounds because for some reason I had a number in my head.
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh, no, we have the other ones too. And like, you gained a pound. I was like, oh, well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. Well, I think weight isn't the best metric for like health and stuff because like, you know, you get on the scale, the time of day matters, what you ate for breakfast, what you ate the night before. That can fluctuate. But what I was just kind of blown away by were the body fat percentage and increase in muscle mass. Yeah. Or what happened to your body fat percentage?
It went down by 1.5%, if I recall.
1.5%.
Yep.
It reminds me of Tommy Boy when he's like, 1.5%. I knew that. Yeah. Why can't I remember it? But yeah, 1.5 decrease. 40 days.
Yeah.
Push-ups. Just push-ups. You weren't, you know, climbing mountains. You weren't running marathons. Just push-ups. 1.5% down. That's huge. And then what happened to your muscle mass?
Like that was up by 3.5 pounds.
3.5 pounds. So you gained 1 pound total. But 3.5 of that
is muscle,
was muscle. That is just insane to me. I couldn't believe it. That's such a quick turnaround.
Yeah.
And it got me like motivated, like, yeah, because I think, what's the word? Vicariously, I like kind of live through the people that come on this channel.
Yeah.
Like, if no like clear changes happen, it's like, okay, well, maybe somebody who was listening heard something that benefited them, or maybe as we talked, I learned something, or you. But to see black and white, tangible.
And then it actually showed. Obviously, we don't have them here, but the percentage where it was gained was in my arms. Obviously, it was like I think it was 1.5% per arm, if I remember correctly, something like that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah. While you were going through the 40 days, anything that sticks out as your least favorite or most favorite part of the challenge?
The least favorite was just getting in the routine of doing it. Because those first couple days, and I'm not gonna lie, first couple weeks, like it was hard. Like when I started, it was literally I could do like 5 at a time.
Yeah,
like that was it. And I was like, okay, I'm done. I can't do any more. And just getting in that routine of getting it done, no matter what, just get it done. But then it's to the point now I still can't do 100 at once. I don't know if I'll ever be able to do that. Yeah. But I can do a solid 20 to 25 at once now. So so it makes it go quicker too, because now that I can do so much more at once. I'm not, when I was first doing it, it would be the entire day, like starting at like 10 a.m. and I wouldn't be done until 8, 9 o'clock. And now I can knock it out, in a couple hours and be done with it. I move on with my day.
That's cool. That's a good least favorite and most favorite. I would say too, we had mentioned soreness. Would that fall under like least favorite part?
Yeah, that was definitely not fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, because pushing, when that soreness, just pushing through that, but that was not a pleasant experience.
Yeah.
But we got through it.
Yeah. What would you say to someone who's listening to your first episode and was like, 100 push-ups a day? That sounds impossible. I could never do that.
You gotta have the willpower, man. I thought it was gonna, like, I literally was like, first day I did 5. I was like, how the fuck am I gonna do this? I'm literally going to die. But just the willpower, just power through, and you'll get there.
Yeah, I love that. Power. Now, with the push-ups behind you, 100 push-ups a day behind you, what is to come in the next 40 to 60 days?
Well, I'm going to keep doing that for sure. Emily had mentioned trying to add some other things to it, possibly, maybe squats or something like that, and something I'm thinking about. We'll see. I don't know. Yeah,
I'd be curious, very curious, and this isn't like I'm not laying down a challenge necessarily unless you're...
Well, I mean, I'm probably going to be back, I'm sure. So.
Yeah, man. I would be curious if you were to pair the 100 push-ups with... It doesn't even have to be 100. Body weight squats would really kind of target the lower half of the body and get your heart rate up more than the push-ups. Legs are obviously the biggest muscle group in the body, so you don't even have to put that much strain on them. And when I'm doing like a leg workout, I'll look at my heart rate. I'll be like, oh my God, it's been at 140 this whole time, or 145 this whole time. So that's cool. So if you were to do another 40-day challenge, squats aside, we'll say squats aside, okay. Was there anything in the list that stuck out to you? That I'm
trying to remember the list now.
Yeah. So there was fitness related, there was nutrition related, like kind of spirituality related, like meditation and.
That's never been my thing.
Volunteering, I love it, but it's not everybody's thing. So nutrition would be a good pairing. Like I found a lot of benefit in just downloading the MyFitnessPal app and like trying to log food, because I found like similar to like budgeting financially. Like if I don't assign all the money I make to a certain thing, then it's just going to vanish. Okay. Like I'll just spend too much at restaurants, whatever. And then it wasn't until more recently that I realized like same will happen to my food. Like if I don't, just to get a general idea of how many calories and what kind of calories I'm eating, it'll just vanish. Like I will snack on, chips or whatever's laying around. So I think that would be a good one, but
yeah, nutrition, that's the next thing I need to work on. I know that.
Yeah.
My diet is not good at all.
Yeah. It's a lifestyle, bro.
You really have been to California, haven't you?
You lived in California when you say shit like, I'm not religious, I'm just spiritual.
Yes.
Everything you say, there's like an upward inflection. What's up, Will? What's up?
What's up?
We got a third. What, the California thing?
Yeah.
Oh boy, do I have a fun surprise for you.
Uh-oh.
I love surprises.
When you do your podcast here in a minute. We're gonna separate these episodes, but little tease. Our buddy Will, who's off camera right now, is also going to do a 40-day challenge, and we'll get into that next week. Because I think what I'm gonna do is drop this every Monday. I drop an episode, so this will be a Monday, probably early in January.
Okay.
And then second week January, maybe I'm targeting. So cool. Any recommendations?
Prioritize yourself.
Prioritize yourself.
Mm-hmm. Something I've learned. Don't prioritize other people over yourself. Or other things over yourself. Just prioritize yourself. I'm going to slow clap.
I just got a little hard.
From 6 to midnight.
Oh, man. Prioritize yourself. I love that. That's important.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure.
Anything else?
No, I'm not Gandhi. Sorry. That's
Okay.
all I got.
You're not?
No.
Long live Gandhi Ji. Well, I got two. The first one is a Netflix documentary.
Mm-hmm.
It's called The Lost Children.
I've heard of that. The one in like Brazil. Yes.
Yeah, dude. So that's why earlier in this episode I brought up ayahuasca.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to spoil anything for anyone who hasn't watched it, but this isn't spoiling anything. It's just, it'll be like right in the Netflix description. So what happens is a mother and her 4 children and like a pilot board this little plane to travel. They're going to visit the children's dad.
Okay.
And they're flying over the Amazon,
Mm-hmm.
and plane crashes into the middle of the fucking Amazon. And the mom and the pilot don't make it through the plane crash. So there are 4 children alive having to survive by themselves in the Amazon.
It's like Lost Miniature.
Yeah. Dude, it's like, so the children are, I think 11 is the oldest girl.
Okay.
And there's a 9-year-old, 6 or 7-year-old, and an 11-month-old baby in the Amazon. Like, you drop me off there, I'm not lasting 24 hours.
No, I'm dead.
And I won't give up the ending. Even though I think in the Netflix description, it tells you what happens at the end.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a fascinating documentary. I would highly recommend that.
I've heard good things about it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. I would recommend it. And it's not even like a series. Sometimes I can be put off by a series because it's just like, I don't want to.
Yeah, it's a movie, isn't it?
It's a movie. It's like a 90-minute documentary. Although if I am recommending a series documentary, Mr. McMahon, pretty wild. You're a big fan of wrestling, right, Bryan? He's smiling. He didn't have the words because he loves wrestling so much. But my other recommendation, and this is just so silly, Trader Joe's has right by the checkout counter mints. And
why'd you emphasize the S so much?
Because like minced garlic, like mince.
But you didn't say minced garlic. You said mince.
Mints.
People don't keep minced garlic by the checkout line.
They might. Trader Joe's is weird. Have you ever noticed? I haven't walked into a Trader Joe's in my entire life and been like, I would have sex with somebody here immediately.
No, that's actually been proven wrong one time. And I think I texted you when it actually, because you brought that up to me before. And then now when I go to Trader Joe's, I specifically pay attention to that. And I think it happened, it was like a year ago. I was like, yep.
I know. You broke the streak.
Mm-hmm.
I was sadder than when the Undertaker's streak lost. You would get that reference.
Yeah.
WrestleMania 30. But yeah, I would not sleep with anybody else. I'm head over heels in love with my wife, and I don't even think about another woman. But back in my single days, I would go there and I would be looking around and be like, this is where all the hot people shop.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. Guys too. Everyone's hot.
Mm-hmm.
And all the employees seem like they're down to like, have a good time.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Having a good time. And by the checkout counter, they keep these mints. There's a bunch of different kinds. There's like the ginger kind. And there's a couple of like hacky, shitty mints. But this one, best mint I've ever had in my life. It's called Mints, MYNTZ, ! Breath mints, sugar-free winter mint. I'm a coffee drinker.
There's a lot of words for mint.
Yeah, I'm a coffee drinker, and I always try to keep a good gum or mint nearby because I don't want to be. And that's the best mint I've ever found.
Tried and true, just Trident.
Yeah.
That's easy.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's all I had for you, Bryan. Was there anything that we did not get to today that you were hoping to get to?
Not that I can think of. No, I think we're good.
Sounds good, man. I hope to have you back on soon. We'll talk about the next challenge. Fist bump me. Fist me. All right. Thanks, everybody.